triads. These things are so fun. And they break down for transport. And in fact, they will come with their hub separate. And when you first insert them, it might be rather snug. You might have to really twist that spoke in there. I'll show that again with something a little easier to see. And this is so, as it loosens up over time, especially in a hot environment or very dirty, like dust getting in there can also make it feel a bit looser. We want it to still be snug and secure enough to use. So do not lubricate it. I actually tried putting a little Vaseline on it and it makes it even stickier somehow. I don't know why, but it makes it like creaky and doesn't work. So do not lubricate this. We often recommend lube for other stuff, not for this. But you should be able to get it in there, you should be able to get it out, and it will get easier over time. So the other feature that kind of applies to all of the triads is these locking connectors, or the ends of the day triad have the same shape. And you might notice they don't seem to like be perfect, and they don't always just lock in, but they can handle almost any orientation. Even if the spoke is slightly twisted and rotated in the way that it's in there, they still connect and can even handle that, which enables a lot of fun stuff when you're playing with them. Something else to consider, this applies to all of the types of triads regarding heat. Do not leave these assembled in a hot car. If they are held at an angle, with some bag on it or something, that'll definitely warp it, and that could be permanent if it's in a hot environment. Also, it's just gonna loosen up the connection. So if you do want to store these in your trunk or something, have them be fully disassembled. Take out every spoke so that you only have the hub. I definitely recommend that for any long-term storage in general, and definitely if it's going to be in a hot environment. So the day triads specifically are very simple. They don't have any LEDs or anything, and the spokes come out and then go into the hub, and they interlock, and that's about all you need to know. The capsule triad has a capsule light on each end, and if you've grouped them together, see other videos we've made, then they will all go together when you press the button, which is really nice, especially when you have 6 of them. To charge the capsule, you'll want to twist and pull to remove this cap, which is just a friction fit. It doesn't have buttons that connect to these holes in the tube like our other caps do. This is our air cap, which is made to be as light as it can be and still have some padding. The capsule will pop into the air cap, and there's kind of a little mechanism in there that holds it. You should be able to spin this freely when it's in there properly. To charge it, you'll have to take the cap off the light and plug it into the USB. And to put it back together, you want to make sure it's centered in the cap. If it's a little bit off center, it's not going to go in. So you kind of wiggle it until it pops in place. It should pop in fairly easily. And then when it's in the tube actually holds that mechanism down, so it's a much more secure mechanism when it's in the tube. And that's about it. The Vision Triad has a vision board in each end, and in order to charge it, you would need to remove the cap. This has one of our air caps on the end, which does not connect to the holes in the tubes like our flow caps do. So it's just a friction fit, twist it, pull it off. The charging jack is right in there, and so is the button, which you can press there or through the cap. And if your lights are connected and grouped, that was the end of the page, then they'll all respond to each other, which is really sweet when you have 6 lights. The flowlight triad has 1 flowlight in each spoke, and in order to get to the button and or replace and recharge the battery, you will need to remove the cap from the tube. That is a friction fit on there. This is our air cap, which is meant to be very light. It doesn't have the button connectors that snap into the holes in the tube here like our other caps do. So it doesn't matter how you line it up. And then the flow light, you can see our flow light instructions for how to remove and recharge the battery. The button is right here. You can press the button while it's still attached to the cap. The flowlight is held into the cap with this flowlight adapter. That is this little piece that pops on to the flowlight. The easiest way to pop that onto the flowlight is to put it on a table, and you kind of want to hold it with your fingers, otherwise it can kind of shoot away and pop out from under you. But just put it on there and pop it in. You might want to just leave that on the light if you're not switching it out with other props that use the same lights. This is all modular, so you can do that. And then this pops into the same spot that the capsule light would fit into this cap here, and it should push in fairly easily. Cap can then free spin and not fall off when it's popped in there correctly. And then this goes into the tube, and that kind of mechanism that holds the adapter in the cap is captured by the tube, and so the light then is securely attached there and can't fall out. And it's about the only thing specific to the flowlight and these triads. That is that.